Avengers Infinity War is coming out in a couple weeks, and I saw a trailer for it today. I noticed on Amazon that they're advertising Black Panther for rental. I don't know. Somebody was talking about Spider-Man Homecoming the other day, or I saw something today, I think, and I thought about that movie and how I really have no desire to watch that again. And I was thinking about the fact that actually my sister asked me last week, oh, did you go see, Infinity War? No, I didn't. I never got to see it in the theater. I was too busy. Couldn't make the time. Whatever. And I said, I really want to go see Ant-Man and the Wasp, but I'm so busy at work right now. I can't really, sneak away to go see it, or it doesn't sound right. But trust me, it's on the level, folks. I won't miss Ant-Man and Wasp if I never get to see it. But at the same time, I'd like to. Of all the Marvel movies that are out there, I've revisited very few of them. And it kind of got me thinking about disposable media. And I don't know how an interesting a concept that is. And there's one more thing I want to add to it. And that's that I finished listening to the audiobook for We Need to Talk About Kevin. And that was quite the experience. But it's not something I think I'll ever go back to. Anyway, that was some rambling about media and its ephemeral quality, how important it is or unimportant it is, really, when you think about it. And I am Matthew, author, artist, and commentator, and these are my offhand remarks on the value of media. I want to be a writer, and I just paused an episode of Red Panda I was listening to, or rather a second episode was starting. I thought, I'm going to stop, and I've been wanting to do an offhand remark about something today. And I'd actually, during my break, I watched the Venom trailer that came out from San Diego Comic-Con, and I found out about the Glass trailer, which is like the sequel to Unbreakable, or I guess a sequel to Unbreakable, and which Unbreakable is a movie I like. Maybe I'll talk about that sometime. But I don't know. And the fact that I was thinking about making another one of these videos got me thinking about how valuable is any of this work I'm doing. I don't really know. How valuable is any of the work that anybody's doing? It's so strange. What determines the value of a piece of work? And it's a phrase that can be used multiple ways. What determines the value of a piece of work? And does it really matter whether or not the work has value? I don't know that it does. Again, I mentioned Red Panda just briefly, which that's something I want to talk about more someday. And those are really good. And I think I've ascribed value to Red Panda. And I guess let me put it this way. Red Panda is very entertaining, and I enjoy listening to it. I enjoy the arcs of the characters over the course. I like hearing about the different conflicts that they get into. I like the themes that are explored in it. So I am entertained by Red Panda, but I'm also, I almost approach it as if I'm studying it, I suppose, because Greg Taylor's work is so good. It's such high quality, and the vocal performances too are so engaging that it really draws me in. And I don't know, maybe I never, when I go back to listen, because I've listened to all of Red Panda at least twice through, and I think I'm on my third, and I don't think I've ever like partially listened. I've always stuck with it because the stories are so entertaining. I want more. I don't know. I guess in a weird way, I'm getting at the fact that we attach value to things on our own, and step one. Think of that meme with the internet guy reaching enlightenment or whatever. I guess step one is realizing that it doesn't matter how other people value media. It only matters how I value media. step 2 would be that I don't really have to value media for it to mean anything. I can just enjoy it on like a surface level, and that's okay. I don't know what steps 3 and 4 would be, but it just kind of felt like I was edging towards that. But yeah, I don't know. There's all these things like we need to talk about Kevin. Just a warning, it's very adult. It has very adult content in it. It's about a very dark subject. All that darkness is really, really concentrated in the last 2 chapters, and it's terrifying. Well, it was awful. It was awful to listen to these words. And the whole time, Shriver does an excellent job because I felt the tension building, and I felt like I knew what was going to happen, and just the suspicions kept getting deeper and deeper until finally, she pushed me through whatever. I don't know how to finish that. Like, she pushed me into the pit of suspension or suspicion, and I plummeted all the way to the bottom, and it sure hurt when I got there and contacted, and my suspicions were proven to be real. That was a weird one. Anyway, so much for on the fly writing. But wow, that was so intense. And I thought to myself, because on the Audible app, when you finish a book, it says, hey, before you go, rate this, and you want to send it to somebody and do a review. And I was like, I just stared at the phone for a minute or two, and I thought, I don't know how to rate this. So I gave it 4 stars in like the 3 categories that they let you, which I think it's like overall, the performance by the reader, and the book itself. And I just hit 4s for all because I don't know, like, it's so intense, I don't know how to feel about it. And I don't know, man. I don't even know that I would recommend it to anybody. I would not recommend it to somebody, but it's just such an intense thing. And I doubt I'll ever listen to it again. And not because it's trite, it's too difficult maybe to listen to that again. And I don't know, I didn't like it. I mean, it was good, it was engaging, and I definitely had an emotional response at the end. And I don't know, the conclusion that was reached, if that's what it can be called, I don't know, it felt right, and it felt true and honest to the characters, but it was just so twisted, I guess. It's funny, it felt twisted, but at the same time, it didn't. As a parent, I think I get it, and I think I kind of feel the same way Eva felt. I don't know, man. It's super complex. Anyway, but like, I'm never going to revisit that again, and that's about real things, and it's about serious things, and I don't even want to look at the craft of it again, because I did think it was very well crafted, but maybe because Red Panda is more fun, I can go back and enjoy that over and over again, and I know I'm meandering very much, but it's funny, I don't feel like really going back to all the Marvel movies. I enjoy the Marvel movies. I don't think there's been any one of them that I've been disappointed that I watched it, except for actually, I did rewatch a year or 2 ago. Actually, two of them. I rented Captain America and the first Avenger, and I rented Thor, the first one, and I watched them, maybe a year apart or so, and I just thought, you know what, I didn't enjoy these as much as I thought I would. And I thought I really enjoyed the first Captain America, but maybe I just like the idea of Captain America, and I like him in Avengers and in other places. So maybe that's why I felt so strongly about him, and about the movie. And I thought, well, it must have been good, right? And it wasn't really that good. Anyway, Spider-Man's my absolute favorite of the Marvel superheroes. And man, I've seen the Spider-Man trilogy, maybe less 3, because it started when I was like a sophomore, I think, and I think the movies ended when I was like out of high school a couple of years, so it's not like I had the free time. It's just like I watched all of the I watched my box set of the prequels, not the prequels because it wasn't out yet until I finished high school again, but like of the original trilogy, I think it came out in like 2003. I watched that a ton of times with the commentaries and stuff. And I watched my VHS of Phantom Menace and my DVD of Attack of the Clones. And then I think, I eventually got an Phantom Menace DVD as well. And I just watched those things over and over again. And I loved it. And then as time went on and I got older, I had less and less time to just keep rewatching things. And I don't know, it's funny, I've mentioned rewatching or listening to something again, revisiting a work as a mark of its value. And right now I just described the fact that I can't dedicate as much of my time to revisiting things that I've enjoyed in the past because time is now more premium for me. So I've, for the last few years, I've kind of judged things by whether or not I will revisit them. And I think that's kind of a silly way to think about things. And it's a silly way to gauge the value on media. I guess it is really more subjective, and I was kind of questioning in my mind before I started talking, maybe I'll get to this question. Why am I writing? Is it worthwhile to write? But you know what? I enjoy writing. I enjoy my characters. I enjoy having ideas about where the characters will go. It makes me happy. So I think there is value in media as long as it makes you happy, whether you happen to be the one creating it or whether you happen to be the one rewatching something for the 10th time, or revisiting something for a single time, or maybe like for the second time in a long time, or whether you're just listening to something or enjoying something for your initial experience with it. Like, it kind of doesn't matter ultimately whether or not it matters, which is a really weird place to end things, because I think that's all I have to say on the matter. Anyway, just a quick couple questions. Is there, how do you value media, or what does it mean to you for a piece of media, whether it be a book, comic, movie, song, to have value? So what does that mean? And do you revisit stuff, and what is something that you revisit frequently? Yeah, those will be fun questions. For me, I watched Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire 2001 Spider-Man 14 times in the first weekend, the first 3 days, or maybe it was the first week. I got it Tuesday because DVDs came out on Tuesdays back then. I don't know if they still do or not. And then I watched it nightly, and then a bunch of times on Friday, and then over the weekend. Yeah, pretty nuts. But I was a kid. I was 14 or 15 at the time. So anyway, but yeah, that's all for now. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you can watch every episode as it becomes available. Thank you so much for your time. If you enjoy my work, please give it a like and share it. If you'd like to chat, hit me up in the comments or tweet me at RC_moon, spelled M-U-N, not M-O-O-N. Anyway, be well, and remember, don't curse that darkness, shine your light. Until next time.